Hey Stoic soul, welcome back to the Circle of Thinkers, the silent guardians of our own peace. You are not just a viewer, you are a sentinel against the storm of fake smiles and hollow greetings. You feel it, a world echoing with promises, but empty of meaning. The ache of surface-level connections, the buzz of empty flattery in your ears, the pressure to pretend, the urge to mirror masks just to belong. You scroll past faces filtered beyond recognition, hear words sugar-coated to numb the truth, and with every "let's catch up soon," there's a tiny corrosion of trust, a little more fatigue. Today, we strip the illusion bare, because Stoic wisdom doesn't run from falseness, it sees through it, laughs politely and walks away. If you sense your sanity slipping beneath the murky waters of small talk, dry off here with us. Breathe. Settle in. Tonight, we reveal the 4 phrases the inauthentic always say, and the quiet, disciplined art of never falling for them again. Every fake person's favorite incantation. We should totally hang out, they declare, with the verve of someone shouting from a high-speed train. You nod, thinking they mean it, but silence follows. Weeks pass. You see them on social media, catching up with everyone but you. Why does this sting? Because, deep down, you crave connection, not choreography. The Stoic doesn't chase empty calendars. They see this phrase for what it is, closure in a costume. Let's explore why you outgrow empty invitations. And finally, let them be what they are. Noise, not promises. You know the drill. They say it. You smile. There's dramatic hand placement on their chest, as if the very idea of missing out on your company is too much to bear. And you're left holding a metaphorical calendar, studiously entering maybe coffee with Steve for the 10th time this year. The time never comes. Your coffee remains tragically solo, like a beverage in an indie film about modern loneliness. Philosophers have written tomes about human relationships. Marcus Aurelius did not, as far as we know, have a group chat named Broskies, in which blurry dinner plans died slow deaths. But even he faced people who were all words, no substance. The Roman Senate echoes with centuries-old "we simply must do lunch," lost to the ages, like the ancient world's unread DMs. If only Marcus had a spam filter for flaky acquaintances. So what does Stoicism teach us about these chronic non-committers? Epictetus would say, do not stake your tranquility upon the ever-wavering whims of Steve, who only messages when he needs to borrow a lawnmower. To the Stoic, these invitations are like ducks quacking in the park, noisy, omnipresent, and best ignored. Wisdom is knowing the difference between what feeds the soul and what just fills the air. Besides, let's unpack what's really happening. You're not being rejected. You're simply a supporting actor in someone else's grand play of busyness. The lonely brunch isn't about you. It's about the spectacle. Let's catch up soon is the social version of thoughts and prayers. Nice in theory, but nobody's heating a casserole. Meanwhile, social media turns this game into a competitive sport. You see the photos. Epic catch up with my favorites. Complete with hashtags, smiles, and perhaps a very photogenic appetizer. You squint, searching for your own presence in the background. There you are, behind the digital curtain, liking the post like an undercover agent. It would be funny if it weren't, well, still pretty funny. After all, you just saved yourself the agony of splitting the bill and recounting that one trip to Cancun for the 19th time. The Stoics say, attend to the friendships that attend to you. Seneca assures us that quality always trumps quantity. It's better to have one authentic lunch than 10 cancelled ones. Ever notice how real friendships don't require calendar? Tetris. You smash your schedules together, and somehow time finds you. There's pizza, honesty, and no one begins a sentence with let's, unless it's let's order more fries. Sometimes let's catch up soon is simply a polite way to exit stage left, a soothing balm for the awkwardness of unfinished social business. As Epictetus might say, your emotional well-being should not be leased to a phrase as empty as a politician's promise. The only plans that count are the ones made, kept, and remembered, not the ones floating in the limbo of someday. So tonight, as you drift off, release all the empty invitations. The right people will show up. No dramatic texts required. The rest, let their let's catch up soon echo quietly, like elevator music, fading into the background. Your time is precious. Save it for those who show up. Fries in hand, stories ready, no hashtag required. Here it comes, the verbal sugar cube before the poison dart. No offense, but precedes every unsolicited critique the fake person cannot wait to deliver. It's armor for their own ego, not compassion for you. You brace for the blow, smiling through clenched teeth. In this moment, your dignity is tested. Marcus Aurelius would remind you, let insults pass through your mind like wind through open hands. Pause. These words, they reveal the speaker, not your worth. Observe the modern chameleon in their natural habitat. Perhaps a Zoom call, a fluorescent lit break room, or trapped behind a rumbling espresso machine. Their tongue is forked, one side slick with flattery, the other ready to strike with a constructive jab. No offense, but I just think your ideas are different. Ah, the ellipsis, the drum roll of dread. Stoicism teaches us. When you feel the sting, ask yourself, whose problem is this, really? The critique was never really about you. It's simply a mirror reflecting their own soup of insecurities, seasoned with jealousy, doubt, and the urgent need to say something clever. Be honest. The phrase, no offense, but, is as trustworthy as a raccoon at a jewelry store. If someone says, no offense, but you look tired, they may as well hand you a mirror and point out every pimple. Modern Stoicism doesn't demand robot-like apathy, just a little mental judo. You smile, you nod, you let the words pass over you like cold wind. The truth? If someone has something truly helpful to say, they don't need a verbal traffic cone of warning. Socrates didn't say, no offense, but you know nothing. He just calmly led his students, towards enlightenment. Sometimes the chameleon cloaks their criticism in faux concern. No offense, but a lot of people have noticed. The tagline of every office backstabber since time began. It's the polite way of saying, everyone's talking about you behind your back, but don't worry, I'm on your side. A Stoic knows the only side that matters is your own, and the only reputation worth tending is the one you hold with yourself after the lights go out. Even Seneca, king of masterful comebacks, might simply raise an eyebrow and write them a passive-aggressive letter on good parchment. The next time you hear it, perform the great Stoic pause. Inhale slowly, hold the thought, and on the exhale, internally narrate. This criticism is a paper airplane. My ego will not chase it. Let the words land softly on your desk. Or, if they're particularly wild, let them soar right out the window, into the street below where all the other no offense but go to mingle dustily until forgotten. Switch perspective for a moment. Have you ever been tempted to toss out a no offense, but it's the social equivalent of spraying Febreze on a dumpster fire? Seneca would suggest, either say something worth hearing or cultivate the silence of inner confidence. Or, as Epictetus might chuckle, know what you control, which is when you hit mute. So the next time our shape-shifting friend tries blending criticism with courtesy, remember, their words cannot rewrite your character any more than a sticker can turn a turtle into a Ferrari. Caught in the chameleon's crosshairs, let your mind relax. Lean into the comfort of knowing you need not react like a startled squirrel. No offense, but you're already enough. An old favorite. I'm just being honest. As if honesty gives them a trophy for cruelty. Real honesty doesn't announce itself with a trumpet. It sits quietly, rooted in care. Fake people wield, I'm just being honest, as a shield for envy, as a license for rudeness. Stoics know, honesty is gentle, not jagged. Your response? Calm silence. Reclaim your power by refusing to play their game of masked malice. Picture someone clobbering you with unsolicited truth bombs. They launch into your new haircut. Wow, brave choice. Most people couldn't pull that off. Their eyes sparkle, searching for the thrill of your discomfort. This move, dear listener, is not about truth or enlightenment. It's about control. It's about feeling big by making you small. Marcus Aurelius didn't carve out time in his schedule for these gladiatorial honesty matches. You can almost hear their inner monologue. Did you see how mature and brutally honest I was? Someone give me a gold star for emotional recklessness. But honesty without empathy is just socially approved vandalism. If your neighbour honestly pointed out every weed in your yard, but never offered to help, you'd quickly stop inviting them to your Stoic garden parties. Let's float gently, like Seneca in a bubble bath, back to the real intent of honesty. It's an act of service, not sabotage. The Stoics advise, before speaking, examine the motive. Is it helpful or just another episode of keeping up with the petty? Epictetus might have said, speak only if it improves the silence. Or if he were very, very tired. Shh. The beauty of Stoic composure is that you don't have to attend every battle someone tries to draft you into. If someone's armor is made of just being honest, you can simply walk away, unmoved, a quiet, philosophical Gandalf refusing passage to negativity. Imagine yourself sipping invisible tea, eyebrows raised. Beneath the noise, you find calm. Now, in case you're tempted to one-up them, well, I'm just being honest about your honesty. Don't. That only turns the Honesty Olympics into a never-ending relay race, with medals awarded for maximum pettiness. The Stoic thing, fine. The actually honest thing is to let their unnecessary observations float past you like tumbleweeds in a desert of little importance. If you must reply, make it gentle but dazzling. Channel your inner Marcus. Thank you for your perspective. Then zip it. Their next move will either be awkward silence, which is excellent for sleep, or a quick change of subject. Either way, you win. Stoicism isn't about shutting out the world. It's about not letting the world's static get lodged in your soul's playlist. The I'm just being honest folks want to drag you into their arena. Whisper to yourself, not my arena, not my sword, not my circus, not my monkeys. In this grown-up playground, honesty is not a blunt stick. It's a warm mug of tea, served kindly, not tossed in someone's face. So, next time someone tries to batter you with self-congratulatory candor, let your silence speak volumes. The Stoics smiled in storms. You can definitely handle Deborah from accounting's honest opinion about your shoes. Float above. Smile gently. Sip your imaginary tea. They might just catch your calm and, one day, decide to leave their honesty shield at home. And if not, enjoy the view from your serene, drama-free branch high in the Stoic tree. It's not personal. It's business. Or don't take it personally, they say, after trampling over your boundaries like a toddler let loose at a garden party. As Seneca cautioned, you cannot control others' actions, only your reaction. This phrase is their getaway car. Your serenity comes from not chasing it. Let their excuses drive off. You stand where you are, grounded, rooted, whole. You see, in the ancient boardroom of the mind, people will drop all sorts of paperwork on your desk. Blame memos, criticism contracts, passive-aggressive post-its. Most of it is neither yours to sign nor worth reading. The Stoics, the OG HR department, advised, you can't stop someone from mailing you emotional junk, but you do decide whether it clutters up your inbox. Take Marcus Aurelius, who may have been the Roman emperor, but probably still had to deal with his share of grumpy senators forwarding him complaints on marble tablets. Did he freak out about every scroll? No. At least, history didn't record the freakouts. He stayed rooted, observing the drama as if it were a passing storm, not an identity crisis. Modern Stoicism embraces this ancient wisdom with a Wi-Fi connection. Picture your mind as a fortress with the world's most efficient moat, indifference to that which you cannot control. When someone's criticism glides past you like a paper airplane at a boring meeting, you might say, interesting maneuver, Steve from accounting. But I see that was just your own turbulence to deal with. I'm piloting my own emotional flight. Sometimes the hardest thing isn't ignoring the insult, but untangling your ego from their story. Your ego likes drama. It wants to leap atop the conference table, demand apologies, and possibly throw a stale bagel. But the Stoic spirit sits quietly, standing, sitting, firm as an ancient statue, sipping metaphorical herbal tea, unworried by the office hurricanes swirling around. Let's not sugarcoat it. The escape hatch of "it's not personal" is as tempting as the fire exit sign during awkward family reunions. But when people reach for this phrase, it's often to soften self-interest or shift emotional responsibility. It's about as effective as putting up a "don't feed the trolls" sign on the internet, noble, but rarely heeded. So when they deploy this phrase, pause, observe the urge to get swept up in the drama, notice the inner monologue. How dare they? Then ask the magical question Seneca would approve of. What part of this actually belongs to me? If the answer is absolutely nothing but awkward air, release it. The best revenge. Remaining so serenely unshaken that they start to wonder if you even heard them. Here's the secret handshake of the It's Not Personal Club. Recognize that everyone, yourself included, is starring in their own movie, desperately improvising dialogue and hoping for good reviews. Most of the lines spoken at you aren't even about you. People bring their own weather systems into every interaction, the thunderstorms of their day, the gentle breezes of kindness, or the odd hailstorm of rudeness. Your role is not to take shelter from every storm, but rather to understand which ones pass through, and which are just sound effects with no rain. Try this. Next time someone lobs an "it's not personal" in your direction, visualize it as a Nerf dart. It hits your stoic armor and falls amusingly to the floor. No wounds. Maybe a minor inconvenience if you step on it with bare feet, but nothing lasting. Smile inwardly. You've activated the ultimate escape hatch. Not to evade pain, but to step above it, to see it for what it is. Someone else's business, cruising by in their metaphorical getaway car. Now, sleep sound, in the knowledge that no one gets to trample your soul unless you hand them the gardening gloves and the green light. You own your space, your response, your peace. The rest, let it drive away into the night, horns blaring, while you enjoy the stillness of your own inner garden, untouched, invincible, and perfectly content. It lands in your inbox like a boomerang. Just checking in. No real question, no real intent. It's the rapport equivalent of empty calories, all fluff, no nourishment. These messages multiply around holidays, promotions, or rumors of your success. Is it care, or reconnaissance. A Stoic sees the difference. You learn to bless their journey, decline the transaction. Not every check-in deserves a checkmark in your mind. Sometimes you can almost picture the sender hovering over their keyboard, the cursor blinking with anticipation, perhaps hoping that passive digital presence counts as genuine connection. In reality, just checking in is the existential equivalent of waving at your neighbor through a cloudy window, unsure if anyone's inside. It's the friend who renovates their kitchen and suddenly remembers you exist. You were not forgotten. You were archived for later. Maybe you'll respond. Maybe you'll validate their lurking curiosity. But a Stoic remembers, not every boomerang requires catching. Some are best left circling in the wild winds of cyberspace. Sure, intentions might be innocent. Maybe Brenda from HR actually cares. Or perhaps Mark from high school, the one who once asked to copy your biology notes and went on to invent a startup called Moodles, is fishing for an update, disguised as cordiality, camouflaged in the sheep's clothing of casual concern. Either way, your obligation remains the same: to meet the message with tranquility, neither offended nor overly enthused. Smile inwardly at the universe's reminder that digital life is replete with these odd social rituals, and disengage with the grace of a philosopher who's just been handed a pair of used socks. Epictetus would have loved the just checking in phenomenon. He'd raise an eyebrow, stroke an imaginary beard, and say, "Is this within my control?" You, channeling modern Stoicism, type out a polite, yet non-committal reply, if any at all. Hope you're well. Like an ancient sage dropping breadcrumbs for serenity, you recognize these check-ins for what they are: echoes of need, not signals of true friendship. Behind many of these messages lurks a silent hope that you'll validate the sender's relevance, respond with tales of productivity, happiness, or a newfound love for artisanal bread making. To a Stoic, this expectation is harmless, but not binding. You are free to decide when, how, and if you participate in the theatre of faux curiosity. Instead of feeling guilty for deleting the message or letting it float into the sea of unread notifications, congratulate yourself for preserving your energy. Not every knock warrants opening the door, and when you do choose to engage, make it an act of real intention, not obligation, not guilt. The key to a peaceful inbox and a peaceful mind is ruthless clarity. Not everything requires your involvement, nor does every just checking in need to set your internal alert system blaring. Sometimes the greatest act of respect for yourself and for the sender is to let things be, like a philosopher watching the parade of small talk march quietly by. As modern Stoics, we're allowed to practice inbox minimalism with the seriousness of a Zen gardener. Each time you ignore a just checking in that brings nothing new, you're weeding your garden of unnecessary clutter. Your peace, like your email folders, deserves to be tidy. Each unchecked ping is another pebble removed from your shoe. Do the birds apologize for not answering every chirp? Does Marcus Aurelius lose sleep over unread scrolls? No, and neither should you. Embrace the stillness. Next time you spot a message labeled "just checking in," remember, sometimes your best response is contemplative silence. Let the boomerangs fall where they may. Bless them, release them, and carry on, undaunted, unburdened, and unbothered, like a true Stoic ninja of the digital age, a promise as disposable as last year's resolutions. "You know I'm always here if you need anything," they gush, forgetting your last 3 texts. Radio's silence until their convenience returns. This phrase is currency in fake economies. Real support is shown, not said. The Stoic chooses helpers by their deeds, not declarations. You learn who walks with you, without summoning them. Late at night, when you lie there replaying every mildly embarrassing thing you've ever done since 4th grade, that one person's "I'm here if you need anything" echoes in your memory like a customer service jingle. You wonder, do they ever cash these promises? Or are they just decorative, like tiny soaps in a guest bathroom? If the Stoics had seen the group chat, Seneca would have rolled his eyes so hard, he'd bruise his own soul. Epictetus, master of life, hacks, might remind us, don't be angry at the pretender. Pity them for not knowing what real help looks like. True aid isn't an emoji thumbs up or a 5-word soundbite sent at 2 a.m. It's a gentle check-in, a cup of coffee placed within reach before you even realized you needed caffeine. Stoic support is quiet. Sometimes it's just sitting in silence with someone, acknowledging that you don't always need advice, just presence. The real ones know you need pizza, not platitudes. In a world filled with grandiose gestures and public performance, the Stoic is wary of borrowed sincerity. You can spot the difference, eventually. Take a peek. Who showed up to help you move your couch, risking spinal injury and emotional damage from your IKEA choices? That is an ally. The rest, self-appointed, if you need anything ambassadors, are nowhere to be found. Busy, manifesting positive vibes on Instagram while your bookshelf quietly wins its duel with gravity. With practice, you start to cherish the friends whose actions sing. Those who turn up in your inbox only to send memes or remind you to drink water. You learn to reciprocate not with empty offers, but with simple, concrete deeds. A meal delivery on a bad day, a call when your world disintegrates, laughter in the worst part of the storm. You grow adept at accepting help without guilt and declining it without drama, both skills rooted deeply in self-respect. To seek assistance is not a confession of weakness. Marcus Aurelius, that gentle emperor, spent afternoons reminding himself, none of us is self-sufficient, not even Caesar. Vulnerability can be a strength in disguise. The difference, our old marble-browed friends whisper, is discernment. Share your burdens with hands that actually reach out, not with the ones that flourish their promises, like medieval banners, and then ride off to another tournament. At the end of the day, one Stoic truth emerges. Real support is less dramatic than you think. It is subtle. Sometimes a nod, sometimes a shared silence, sometimes a ride home or a meme. When needed, you'll see it in motion, not in motto. So sleep a bit easier, knowing you're learning to invest in quiet champions, weeding out the dramatic, here, if you need anything. Crowd. In the pantheon of your personal philosophy, keep space only for those who show up, bearing snacks, empathy, and, on occasion, a willingness to help you face the abyss of your own sock drawer. Fake sympathy cushions, every failed commitment. You deserve so much better. As they walk out of your life, or tiptoe past your needs. It feels like comfort, but lands hollow. Stoics hear beneath the words. It's not about deserving, it's about self-respect. You don't wait for better, you become better. Let you deserve better echo behind you, where you're already moving forward. Because let's face it, the you deserve better boomerang is the spiritual cousin of, it's not you, it's me. This phrase has done more laps around the block than your neighbor who trains for marathons, but quietly skips leg day. When someone delivers this line, softly, hesitantly, as if handing you a fragile antique, there's an almost audible sigh. They hope you'll clutch those words like an emotional pacifier, nod politely, and not ask any follow-up questions. But tonight, as you nestle beneath your blankets, let's pull back the curtain and shine some soothing moonbeam realism on the scene. You deserve better isn't always about you. Often it's code for, I can't provide the basic decency to stay present. Please let me feel gallant as I exit through the gift shop. Sometimes it's as if they wish to be applauded for their self-awareness, like leaving the bathroom light on so you don't stub your toe on disappointment later. Stoic wisdom stops the boomerang mid-flight. Marcus Aurelius is not waiting for someone to grant him better circumstances. He's busy journaling about how he'll rise to meet whatever life hurls his direction, even if it's a raw potato or a relationship opportunist. Seneca doesn't hover in anticipation for cosmic fairness. He's already crafting the ultimate bounce-back playlist. Track 1. Do your own dishes. If a voice ever told you, you deserve better, with one hand on the doorknob and the other clutching their own emotional baggage, hear it for what it is. A polite permission slip for you to start owning your standards, not just renting hope with late fees. Stoicism encourages you to see your value not as a bargaining chip in someone else's poker game, but as a steady baseline. The universe might drop rain, paperwork, or cryptic human interactions into your lap, but your worth isn't in question. It's in your own hands, like a remote no one ever steals. So let's try a mental role reversal. Imagine the next time someone says, you deserve better. You respond like a stoic superhero. Thank you. I agree. Now kindly step aside, because I'm off to build better for myself. There may or may not be a cape involved. By refusing to let that phrase stick, by not treating it as crumbs of comfort, you build a banquet of self-respect. By investing in your own growth, you throw a boomerang that doesn't return, but instead lands on a distant shore, in the hands of future you, who is calmly sipping metaphorical tea, unbothered, wearing socks that finally match pants throw. In the soothing dusk of your own mind, repeat this nightly affirmation. I don't wait for better. I become better. Comfort, like progress, is sometimes a solo endeavor. Watch as the parade of empty platitudes files past, and let them keep moving. Their echoes grow faint behind you, outpaced by the quiet stomp of self-assurance. And if you ever need a reminder, just check your reflection. The only person who gets to decide what you deserve is you. Preferably before you brush your teeth, and after you stop texting people who abbreviate every word. With each gentle exhale, release the need for external validation. Savor the knowledge that you are both worthy and in the process of becoming even more so. The "you deserve better" boomerang has finally found its resting place, far away from your peace and nowhere near your pillow. You're incredible. You're the best. No one does it like you. Streaming compliments, like confetti. At first, you soften, but then wonder, why does it feel transactional? Because it is. Seneca warned against the intoxication of flattery. Its purpose is control, not camaraderie. The Stoic endures both insult and praise with the same composure. Their sense of worth is internal, not delivered from outside. Picture this. You've just told your boss about that difficult project you finished. Instantly, there's a chorus. Cue the fireworks. You're a rock star, genius, the backbone of this company. But then comes the very specific question. By the way, would you mind working Saturday? The mist of adoration suddenly seems less like real admiration and more like a strategic setup for a favor. You realize that flattery is sometimes the duct tape of office politics, holding things together just until you say yes. Seneca, if he were magically transported to a modern break room, would probably grab his mug, sip lukewarm coffee, and arch a knowing eyebrow. Praise is cheap, he'd remark. maybe in Latin, but someone would Google translate it. One who lives for applause is always at someone else's mercy. For the Stoic, the approval rating that matters is the one inside. There's no need to stand in an imaginary town square, counting the claps. Of course, we're only human. We love a little ego massage. Who among us hasn't done an internal disco when validated, even just a little? But flattery at its core is as sticky as maple syrup spilled on a Stoic's toga. It makes you slippery to your own values. The Stoics urge us to see praise and critique as gusts of wind, buffeting the sails of our little mental ship. If we let ourselves be steered by every flattering breeze, we'll never reach our own shore. We'll just keep sailing in circles, waving at flatterers who ride jet skis of manipulation. Consider the modern workplace. Maybe it's not Caesar giving you laurel wreaths, but middle managers love their Employee of the Month plaques. There's nothing wrong with recognition for hard work, but if your self-worth is tethered to someone else's approval, you become a marionette, dancing to whatever tune plays loudest. The Stoics say, snip those strings. Praise, like criticism, floats by on the wind. Neither should faze someone anchored in self-knowledge. Flattery is compelling because it feels good, right up until the bill arrives. It's the psychological equivalent of junk food, a dopamine hit with a side of regret. The Stoic solution isn't to scowl at compliments or deploy a snarky, I see through your schemes, to every admirer. Instead, accept praise with the same casual serenity as you would a passing compliment about your jacket. Oh, this old thing? Thanks. And then quietly, return your gaze to your internal compass. In the wild, flattery operates like a well-dressed raccoon. Cute, persuasive, and absolutely not to be trusted around your sense of self. The moment you start chasing flattery, you let go of your own principles and give the raccoon your wallet. Stoics remind us, you're not a weather vane, spinning whichever way the popular opinion gusts. You're the mountain, impervious to both thunderous applause and snarky tweets from Greg in accounting. Let your actions and your limits be guided by reason and virtue, not by the honeyed words of those who want a favor or a report finished yesterday. You're not a product to be e-marketed, nor a brand in need of spokespersons. You are, in the very best Stoic sense, your own steady anchor, unmoved by flattery, grounded in quiet confidence, serenely enduring praise as easily as you bear critique. Growth unsettles the stagnant. You've changed, they say, with a tone that aches for the days you'd bend to please. But change is your right, your duty. Stoicism celebrates the evolution of mind, the shedding of old skins. When they accuse you of changing, remember, they're confessing they haven't. Protect your progress. Like a goldfish awakening to the cruel realization that the plastic castle was never a true kingdom, you've glimpsed the world beyond the tank. Freed from the hypnotic decorations of your past habits, you've started to swim farther, deeper, even if it means brushing against the unknown. Is it any surprise then that the other fish crowding the safe, algae-ridden corners murmur, "You've changed"? It's not an accusation. It's a peculiar kind of nostalgia. They're remembering the old script where your lines were predictable and always in tune with their comfort zone. A Stoic doesn't play that part forever. Imagine Epictetus at a family barbecue. Someone hands him a bland, overcooked burger, and when he politely declines, Cousin Larry squints suspiciously. You've changed, man. Used to eat meat, like the rest of us. Our bearded philosopher shrugs, wipes his hands, and chooses peace over both stomachache and pointless argument. When you grow, the chorus of "Who do you think you are now?" will try to guilt you back into your old caste. But Stoicism trains you to remember that your self-worth is not a group project. Your improvement isn't a threat to others unless they're hoping you'll misplace your boundaries for their convenience. At night, when the doubts arrive in the voices of old friends and semi-supportive relatives, recall that all nature grows. The oak tree never asks permission from the acorns to stretch towards the sun. The acorns complain anyway, fuming about the shade, cursing the roots that move, missing the days you were merely potential. You too will be accused along your way, accused of arrogance when you finally say no, or of selfishness when you put your own oxygen mask on first. Their disappointment is not the rent you pay for personal development. The "you've changed" accusation is ultimately proof that your efforts are bearing fruit. Stoicism gives you permission to walk on serenely past the guilt-tipped arrows flying from the peanut gallery. Feel a gentle amusement at the charge. Smile inwardly at all the vocal scholars of your old identity, those with doctorates in how you used to be studies. Because in truth, people who resist change most fiercely are often seeking permission to change themselves. And your progress, your refusal to regress for their satisfaction, serves as an uncomfortably shiny mirror. Your improvement writes a new script. Some actors may quit the scene. Some will grumble. Others will rewrite themselves alongside you. But you owe it to no one to remain unfinished for the sake of their story's continuity. Marcus Aurelius would remind you, as long as your change is guided by wisdom and justice, you may let the opinions of others drift by like leaves in the current. There will be moments when loneliness creeps in after you've let go of pleasing those who preferred the less authentic, more pliable version of you. Rest assured, solitude is a better companion than pretense. In the quiet, you'll hear the encouraging whispers of countless Stoic reformers. Seneca, who weathered political scorn. Epictetus, who traded subservience for liberation. They too were told they'd changed, and thankfully, they never unchanged, for anyone's comfort. So when someone reaches across the fence of familiarity and levels the ancient charge of "you've changed," treat it as confirmation that you, dear listener, are growing. Your boundaries are healthy, your presence evolving. Thank them, internally, for noticing. After all, even goldfish deserve a bigger bowl. The fake guardians of good vibes only territory. Let's keep it positive. Code for don't disrupt my comfort with your truth. Discord is forbidden. Discomfort is the enemy. Stoic power says otherwise. Face discomfort head on. Learn in the fire. Don't drown in the sugar. You were not born to be palatable. You were meant to be real. Invite truth to the surface. Your calm will survive it. There's a certain magical thinking in the cult of positivity, like decorating a haunted house with air freshener and pretending the ghosts are now lemon-scented. The "let's keep it positive" crowd treats reality the way a toddler treats broccoli, with squirming, adamant refusals and spontaneous naps. Stoicism, meanwhile, comes lumbering in with a battered coffee mug and says, "Don't like broccoli? Chew it anyway. It's good for your soul's digestive system." And while everyone else is forming a conga line to avoid awkward truths, a Stoic stands off to the side, polishing their honesty and sipping their truth tea, unbothered and possibly a little amused. Let's not sugarcoat it. When you reject the mandatory positivity clampdown, people will look at you the way cats look at cucumbers, suspiciously, and with a little bit of fear. It is a courageous thing to introduce even a teaspoon of truth into a vat of denial masquerading as a smoothie. Sometimes that truth is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's an entire bag of frozen peas you have to press on a sore bruise. But each time, you allow discomfort in, you get a little stronger. You stop needing to candy coat your words for the world's palate. You stop shrinking yourself to fit a narrative that everyone else hopes will keep them wrapped in the comforter of denial. Good vibes only is a fine print contract most people sign without reading. But read a little closer, and you'll see a clause. At no point shall you disrupt my fantasy by having a bad day, a real feeling, or the audacity to disagree. A Stoic notices this and raises an eyebrow so high it gets stuck in the existential ceiling tiles. Because Stoicism whispers, growth happens in friction. Clarity arrives in the rub, not the rug. It teaches, when you feel that twinge of discomfort, when someone else's inconvenient reality pokes a hole in your bubble, pause, stare into that gap, let it breathe. Real comfort is forged in facing discomfort, not dodging it. Of course, it's tempting to stay in the foam-padded playground of endless affirmations. But here's a cosmic secret. You don't grow by repeating, everything is awesome, while the mental wallpaper peels and the existential plumbing leaks. You grow by letting those uncomfortable truths track dirt onto your white carpets and daring to look at the muddy footprints. True tranquility, it's not found in the echo chamber of positive cliches. It's found in the wild, honest plains, where winds of discomfort blow away the dust and leave only what's anchored. Ironically, the more you invite realness, the more peace you notice in your own stillness. Things become simpler. If a situation is bad, you say it's bad. If you're sad, you admit it. No disco ball required. If someone tries to shush you with, but let's just be positive, you smile, knowing that real light isn't afraid to show where the shadows fall. And in that place of truth, you find your own dignity shining back at you, cleaner, sharper, unafraid. So, warrior, tonight you remember Stoic strength is not in matching the world's masks, but in removing your own. While fake people orbit in the shallow light of empty phrases, you choose the solid gravity of principle. Your silence is not weakness, it is your proof. Your boundaries are not offenses, they are your sanctuary. You honor every mask you've outgrown, every empty phrase you no longer answer, every flattery you let breeze past. This is your rebirth. Walking quieter, standing firmer, feeling less need to explain and more permission to just be. Dignity is your cloak, clarity, your sword. Sleep, Stoic soul, knowing you do not have to defend your worth. You already are the proof. Walk quietly, walk free. So, warrior, tonight you remember, Stoic strength is not in matching the world's masks, but in removing your own. While fake people orbit in the shallow light of empty phrases, you choose the solid gravity of principle. Your silence is not weakness, it is your proof. Your boundaries are not offenses, they are your sanctuary. You honor every mask you've outgrown, every empty phrase you no longer answer, every flattery you let breeze past. This is your rebirth. Walking quieter, standing firmer, feeling less need to explain, and more permission to just be. Dignity is your cloak, clarity your sword. Sleep, Stoic soul, knowing you do not have to defend your worth. You already are the proof. Walk quietly, walk free.